Hello, my name is JJ Otero. I'm Navajo and Hopi silversmith. I live here on the Navajo reservation in New Mexico. Want to share some of my tooling, specifically the Bonny Doon hydraulic press, and some of the tooling that goes along with it, and then some of the pieces that I make with that setup. This is my 20-ton Bonny Doon press. This is a newer frame and then a newer ram, and those two parts were upgrades on my original system. Originally I had one of the gold versions, which is one of the very first ones that were made. With the gold system I had this electric pump actually was part of that whole setup that I initially got. So this is my current setup. This has a deeper throat, and the reason why I needed a deeper throat was I have some dies that are kind of tall, and so that needed a wider clearance here in order for those dies to fit in. And as you can see, here's one of the tools that I have set up in the frame. So here's I think this is a 3/4 inch tool holder, and this is a separate die. And I use these to press halves for the part of two halves for making beads. And so this works pretty effectively to get consistent and evenly shaped halves for soldering beads. And of course, with that, I think the investment in the frame is probably the cheapest part because then you get into all the tooling and all the possibilities. These ones here are the ones I use most often, I think. This tool, which is a tool holder for these, the tool holder for these anaclastic cuff forming dies. And I'll show you here in a little bit what I make with those. And then finally, here's some of the jewelry work that I do. So if you notice the anaclastic shaping on this, yes, you could do by hand, but it's so much easier done on the Bonny Doon hydraulic press. See that nice little valley? And then also, here's another example of some of my work. And also a heavy gauge. I forget, I think this is like 5 gauge. So it's tough on your arms and your shoulders and your wrists to form that. And I have formed those by hand, but be good to yourself. And these are hydraulic press, and here's some really heavy copper pieces that I've been kind of toying around with. And these were just examples I was using for a class I was teaching, a stamping class I was teaching a while ago. And I like heavy gauge, so those are examples of stamping into heavy gauge copper. And so I know I'm not going to enjoy forming these by hand, so the Bonny Doon press is a good way to tackle that task. Thank you to Bonny Doon for all the the work that you guys do in making quality tools and tools that'll last, and also being accessible as a company that helps us artists out here try to make a living with our jewelry. Good luck to everybody.